In starting the news, we start with another edition of Porous Borders, and we're back in the newly created OT region where the lack of logistics and inadequate personnel are hampering border controls there. Apart from a manned entry point and all the other accompanying challenges, the few personnel there are living the reality of enduring unfavorable conditions and dilapidated structures. Here is Peter Sinu's report read to you.
This road leads to the main border post at Menusu, one of Ghana's eastern borders to the Republic of Togo. The road is pothole-ridden, bumpy, and generally unmotorable. This road is not in a good shape for any emergency calls or evacuation. Beyond the bad state of the road, it also becomes very slippery anytime it rains because of huge clay deposits in the soil here. I'm currently at the crossroads between Togo and Ghana. A third part of the road belongs to Togo, whereas the remaining untarred part belongs to the Republic of Ghana. Unlike some unmanned entry points, I see immigration officials in charge here. They are here to protect the country from any external aggression. But what are their realities and how do they cope? I started at the Kerchi outpost in the Jasikan district, but under the Inkwanta sector command. Here, the solar panel to provide lights at night has broken down. The officers share this dilapidated structure. They struggle to make or receive phone calls every day unless they position themselves in this corner of a premises. Communication is severely impeded in this area. The officers will not go on record with how they respond in terms of emergencies and what they do when reinforcement is needed. I have come to the Obuasi outpost, still in the Kajebi district of the OT region. The situation here is not so different. No lights, having to battle with flies which cause onchocerciasis, and sometimes attacks from the communities close by when they try to do their jobs and exercise some vigilance. My next destination was very hard to reach. It is the Ahamansu outpost. I have arrived after traveling 3 kilometers. Immigration officials here are also saddled with hard challenges as they travel over 3 kilometers to do something as basic as charging their mobile phones on a daily basis. Their solar panels have been faulty, and like their counterparts in Obuasi, extremely poor network leaves them with one sacred spot of reception on the premises. These are just the highlights of their daily concerns. There's more, but like all security agencies, disciplinary action could follow if they go on record with these concerns. So they choose to be silent. But with the series on porous borders, they sure are hopeful their superiors and government will act swiftly to avert any unfortunate situation. It takes secured men to secure others after all.
Having seen what is really happening on the ground, are you satisfied with the condition under which your men live?
Yeah, I can tell you nobody is satisfied. I mean, whether you are in the security service or wherever it is, because of the circumstances under which the men work. But we really work with what we have, and they are doing their best. The officers and men over there wish to have improved conditions, of course, and some of these have already come to the notice of our authorities, and they have called for full reports on the borders and the structures and the entire condition, so that at least they will help us to be able to improve the conditions under which these officers and men work. We are doing our best, and therefore we hope that the conditions will be improved for us to give more input.
What is your take on current seeming security lapses with specific regard to these kidnappings in the country? What's your take on that? Do you think that security has broken down somewhat internally?
I have already mentioned that if you and I, we know what the information we can share, then of course we can move on to be able to do our work. Security has not broken down. There are officers and men who are their various duties and they are working. Yes, all that we need is to make sure that we embark on a sensitization for the Ghanaian public to know the type of information they will have to pick and share with us, because the people who do the kidnapping and cause much problem in the system are staying with us. That is my take. They are staying with us. We have given them our property to rent. We have given them our accommodation. Yes, so let's do a little background checks on such people. Let's liaise with the appropriate authorities about these foreign nationals who are staying in accommodation, and so that for the authorities to do such background check or share the information with them, and we will all be safe. And that is why today Ghana Immigration Service embarks so much on sensitization program and at the same time enforcement.
Peter Addison Senus reports for Joy News from the OT region.
Once again, if you have those experiences of either witnessing or also being in the thick of affairs in trying to look at some of those scenarios, or crossing our borders where you find some of them in a very bad state or in a good state even, please tell us your story. Give us more of your videos, your audios, and your pictures as you tag us on Facebook, especially Joy News on TV, and also through our Twitter handle at Joy News on TV. Well, moving on. These schools were built for border officials also decades ago and enroll about a school for over 3,000 pupils. The Aflao Border and Preventive Basic School in Aflao in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region is faced with numerous challenges which impede academic work. The school lacks the needed infrastructure and also furniture compelling students to sit on floors. Correspondent Fred Kwame Sari has more in the following report.
The Aflao Border Basic School was established in 1984 by border guards some years after the Preventive Basic School was established in the same compound. The schools, which operate school grades from kindergarten to junior high, has a pupil population of over 3,000. But inadequate infrastructure and the ever-growing number have forced school authorities to run two streams. The Ghana Education Trust Fund constructed a 6-unit classroom block for the Aflao Basic School. But that has not saved the situation, as some classes have had to be held in makeshift structures. Most parts of the roofing are wearing off, leaving pupils at the mercy of the weather, while some wooden parts of the structure look decayed and weak. Emmanuel Atipo is the school's headmaster.
When it rains, you cannot, the rain, you have to force the school to close down. Even if the sun is shining between 10 to 11 to 12 o'clock, to not ask the children to leave the structure, come out of the classroom, or teaching have to go on outside the classroom.
Despite these apparent problems, the school's population keeps increasing as more pupils are enrolled. Inadequate furniture compounds it all as students are compelled to sit on bricks or resort to other improvised methods of sitting in the classroom during lessons. For others, sitting on the bare floor is a better option, as he had forced them the chance to place their books on their laps or on available reading material. The sanitary situation at this school exposes the children and their teachers to various forms of infections. Kindergarten pupils defecate in their immediate environment while their senior colleagues and teachers make use of a public sanitary facility nearby.
This is a department for kindergarten. Border school is a double stream school. Preventive is also a double stream school. So kindergarten 1, A and B. Kindergarten A and B for border, making 4 classrooms. Then the same thing for preventive school, making 8 classrooms are packed into 2 classrooms. We don't have toilet facility, let alone any where the children should defecate. So you can see right in my right hand, we came to school this morning, and that is where the children have defecated. And every now and then the teachers have to either bury it in the soil or carry it. It has always been like that for all these years. These schools are over 60, 40 years.
They are waiting for governmental intervention. But ahead of that, a philanthropic organization, Pencils of Promise, has stepped in, rehabilitated and fortified the Get Fund 6-unit classroom block and constructed an upper floor of the 6-unit classrooms. The new classrooms are not only furnished with 272 pieces of furniture, but the school has also been provided 22-seater sanitary facility, all at a cost of 500,000 cedis. Freeman Goba is the country director for Pencils of Promise.
The saddest part was that there are over 3,000 kids on this campus with no toilet facility. I could not imagine it. But today, we are grateful to our partners and donors that we were able to complete the upper floor of a 6-unit classroom block and also renovated the down classroom block. We have corrected all the electrical works. We have fixed fans in all the classrooms because there is so much overcrowding here.
The intervention is a major improvement which will better the learning experiences of over 1,500 students of Aplau Border Basic School, but the school's management indicated the school still needs additional infrastructure to ease congestion in the classrooms. Fred Kwame Asari's report for JoyNews.
Let's take you to the Ashanti region, and a specialist physician at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital is drawing attention to Parkinson's disease, which he says is becoming prevalent among Ghanaian youth. Dr. Vaida Obise says people between 20 and 30 years in Ghana are reporting symptoms of what is perceived as disease for the aged. The founder of the Nidaso Parkinson's Foundation spoke at a continuous professional development session by the Society of Family Physicians of Ghana in Kumasi.
Parkinson's disease has always been seen as a disease of the elderly or the aged, so commonly seen above the 60-year group. But we do know that Parkinson can be in the young. We have patients who are below 20, who are in their 20s, who have Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's disease is a progressive nervous system disorder that affects movement. Symptoms start gradually, sometimes with barely noticeable tremor in just one hand. Dr. Stephen Safo is consultant neurologist at Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital.
So the brain is not able to produce a chemical substance the body needs to be able to move around. So because that chemical is not coming out in the body, that chemical is called dopamine. Because you don't have dopamine in your brain, the brain is not able to help you to be able to walk freely. So you become a bit stiff, a bit rigid, you are slow to move around, your body shakes, it's called tremors.
Though patients have reported relief with cannabis usage, Dr. Safo warns there's no treatment for the disease.
If you have Parkinson's disease, your treatment is not cannabis. Your treatment is what we call levodopa. Can cannabis help in some part of your treatment? It is known that at some point in your treatment in the patient with Parkinson's, it may help, but that may not be the primary treatment to use for Parkinson's. So let's be very clear on that. Cannabis is not used to treat Parkinson's disease. Yes. So don't go and smoke cannabis and say that I want to treat Parkinson's. It won't help you. You go crazy.
Specialist family physician and rehabilitation specialist Dr. Abnatano proposes full state support of medications and rehabilitation of patients. He urged the community to learn more about the disease in order to properly take care of patients.
As community members, what we would want the community to do is to accept or learn more about the condition, and that is basically why we are having this program, because we want to also create awareness on Parkinson's disease. And so when the community knows that this particular person in the community has Parkinson's disease, they'll probably help him when he's crossing the road. If it's a driver in the community and sees someone who is walking slowly and trying to cross the road, that driver is going to have patience.
The program is aimed at creating awareness of the condition. It attracted rehab specialists, support groups and members in the northern part of Ghana. President of Society of Family Physicians of Ghana, Dr. Emanuati, believes the program will equip participants with requisite skills to handle such conditions.
These diseases are common in our environment, and we being the primary care physicians or first point of call, we are in a better position to diagnose these diseases early, pick them early, and then give them the appropriate management.
Reporter for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.